Hello, and thank you for clicking on this video. So I wanted to ask you, can pain be a good thing? And of course, I'm sure, obviously, instinctively, you're like, no, no. Of course, no one wants to go through pain. But can pain be a good thing? So obviously, pain is an indicator that something is wrong. Okay, there's something wrong. Now, what that something wrong is usually from our perspective, from a worldly perspective, and God's plan for you, what he created you for, can be on a different path. So um so pain is an indicator to get your attention that something's wrong, definitely. But sometimes we have to look at ourselves to figure out what's wrong, but which is not easy. And I think that's probably the last place that we look, if we even look there. Okay? So don't look at pain as always a bad thing, something to run from, something to hide. It can be an indicator that there's something better for you. Okay? Probably don't see it at the time, and no one wants to go through pain. Of course, nobody wants to go through pain. But pain is temporary. Okay? Pain is temporary. So it's kind of like that service engine soon light on your dash that won't turn off. It's annoying. But it will eventually burn out, or you eventually fix what it's indicating that is something wrong. Um, but that's kind of a bad analogy. But anyways, so I want to share a little bit about what I've experienced. So it's my testimony that I can share. Of course, everybody is on their own journey. Everybody has their own lessons, going through their own things. But I'm hoping that I believe that there's lessons or things that you can take from my experience. So of course, at a younger age, there was a point in my life where I thought my life was over. I mean, everything I worked towards, everything I invested into up to that point was basically gone. It was done. Thought my life was over. My world crumbled. But it was definitely, what the world tells you is life. It is to be successful. It is the goal. All worldly things, I was a top student in honors at university. I had a beautiful woman I was going to spend the rest of my life with. A career path that was going here. And I was on my way. And that was my world, though, at the time. That's the thing I want to point out. So that was my world. Okay? And when that was taken away, because it was all temporary things, really, except for the relationship, which that's kind of different. But I was betrayed. And again, everything my world crumbled. Okay? My life was over. But again, from my perspective, that was my world. That's everything I invested in. But we never know what the future could bring. Okay? Um, and I see now, oh, talk about pain, okay? Painful. I mean, literally, my life was over. Pain, okay? My life was done. Everything I worked towards was gone. Pain, okay? And that stuck with me for a long time until really about a year and a half ago, totally. I mean, parts of it, would fall off. God worked. It was a process. God worked with me on, and the pain went away for certain things. But really, the complete thing, the complete package, the whole, what I thought was what I should be achieving or measurement to be successful. I saw that what it really was, and I see that God saved me from that. So it really, and again, it kind of came to a completion about a year and a half ago or so. So my point with that is, at the time, you can't see the expected end. That is good. And God does everything for a reason, okay? He loves you, okay? And he's got your back, all right? And where I am now, I could have never foreseen, never planned, and it is way better than where I was headed, okay, on my own, with my own understanding. Basically, I would have been constantly living a life of stress and worry, trying to gain possessions, okay? I would have been in a relationship that I thought was a deep bond, but there has to be a partnership, okay? And partly what happened back then is I started to see it wasn't a partnership, because it was okay when I was making sacrifices, but when it came time that I needed her to make a sacrifice, oh no, how dare you even ask me? And of course it blew up, and yeah. So, and just a side note, I mean, a real relationship is a partnership. If you want a possession, like an ATM or things you can gain from this person, that's not love. That's not love. If it's all based on outside things are all temporary. This is kind of a different video, but it does play into this video, because what I thought was what I needed, what I thought would give me happiness, security, safety, I guess peace, okay? All those things I thought, those were worldly things, which don't. The worldly things are dead, okay? They're temporary. They don't give you that stuff. Don't have your faith in dead things, okay? And I had my own expectations, okay? And I was invested in that. So it was painful when God really took away the illusion, is what it was, and got me on the right path that gave me true peace, true wisdom, true security and safety, and really saved me from a relationship that I would have been constantly, let me say, serving her to keep her happy, basically. And it would have been a one-way street, really. I mean, of course there was give and take, but not when it came down to, she didn't have my back if she didn't agree with it, or if she didn't want to do it, basically, is what it comes down to. There was no sacrifice there. Love, there's self-sacrifice for love. That's real love, okay? But anyways, that's kind of a side note. That's kind of a different video. But my point here is, it was painful. My world crumbled, but I made that my world. And what really happened is God took away the illusion, because the things I thought would give me what I wanted really wouldn't give me what I wanted. And he really saved me from that and got me down the path so I would really get what I want. It just wasn't in what I thought it was, if that makes sense. So don't get snared by your own expectations. Don't get snared, because to be honest with you, the pain that happened to me was, a lot of it was self-imposed, because I was focused on the wrong things, but I thought they were the right things. I didn't trust in God because I was a control freak. I needed to have control. I needed to have a plan. I needed to know where I was headed. And the thing with God is, when you don't do that, when you give it to him, there's things that you can't know everything. And it turns out way better than you could have planned. And the real base things that you want, like happiness, peace, security, wisdom, he will give you those, but don't get caught up in what form those come to you in. Okay, that's kind of what I want to say. Because when you get caught up into that, then you think that chance is gone. And it's painful. When you just focus on the things of this world, that is your world. But the thing is they're all temporary. They're snares Satan uses. And when you invest in those and you think those are the path to whatever, enjoyment, fun, whatever, and it doesn't work out that way, then it's painful, because you think you have no chance at it. Your hope, it kind of takes out your hope, and really, but to be honest with you, like in my experience, and it took a long time. Okay, again, just until about a year and a half ago, I really see the purpose of the pain. And to be honest with you, there's no way I would change anything. There's no way I would change it. It turned out thank God, it turned out, I'm blessed. Okay? But the path that I was forging on my own, with my own understanding, I would have been miserable. There wouldn't have been you think if you have this, then that's the goal, like that's the end. But the problem is if you make it the things in this world, they're all temporary. Give you temporary satisfaction, give you a temporary feeling of peace and security, give you everything's temporary. So you're going to constantly be chasing it if you think the things of this world will give you really what you need. If you think the things of this world will fulfill you. Because what you're really searching for is what does not degrade, what is not temporary, what is eternal. And that is life. Life doesn't degrade. He is life. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Like, these are dead things around here on this world. Do not covet dead things, I would say. Now, I don't, of course, everyone has their own hobbies or, wants or likes and all that stuff, okay? Just enjoy it when it happens, but don't think that is it, if that makes sense, okay? God is it. Walking the path is it. And then, seek the kingdom and all things will be given unto you, okay? Make your path straight. The things that you truly desire, trust in him to give them to you, because he knows how to give them to you. How many times have you thought that buying this one thing would fix some issue or give you some satisfaction, and then you buy it and then you realize, oh no, it didn't really do it? It's because it's dead. It's not giving you anything. It's a dead thing. It's a temporary thing. So don't gather temporary treasures here on earth. Gather treasures in heaven that are eternal. And you have to trust in God. He knows all. He sees the big picture. And he knows truth. He is truth. So again, you can see in an illusion, you can fool yourself into thinking this is going to give you something that you're looking for. Because when it comes right down to it, it's not the things we really are seeking. It's what we think the things are going to do or give us is what we're seeking. So to get back to the pain, when you set your own expectations and you think this one way is the only way to gain whatever it is you're seeking or desiring, and when it doesn't happen that way, or it turns out that it's not the right way, you're going to constantly be chasing. You're going to be constantly having pain and disappointment. So, like in my case, the pain, basically everything that I was working towards, because I was of the world. I would say I was of the world. And so everything I thought I needed was gone. My whole world, my whole awareness at that point was crumbled. So never lose faith in God. And again, it really took me, tons of years to really see. So just trust in Him. Just try to walk the path and trust in Him, not your own understanding. Because that's when we get snared. That's when we have pain. Because God doesn't give you pain. He frees you from pain. So, anyways, I just wanted to share that because it doesn't seem like it when you're going through the fire, when you're going through the trial and tribulation, when you're going through the pain. Sometimes all you can see is the pain. But that's why we should always focus on Him and trust in Him. And when you really get it, like when it clicks, and it really can only click like through experience in your life. Because like I said, it was a process for me. It's been a process. But when it really clicks, then it's like, well, I don't want to say easy street, but in a way it's easy street because there's no fear, there's no worry, there's no stress. I mean, how would you like to live with none of that at all? Yeah, that's the way walking this path is. That's the way focusing on God and trying to be love in every moment, living in the moment, not being stuck in the past, not being worried about the future, and have a relationship with Him. And it's beyond worldly understanding. I keep using that term, but there's no way to describe it. You have to experience it. You have to humble yourself. Because if you think you know it all already, you're not going to search for truth when you think you already have truth. So you got to humble yourself because this whole life is a journey of learning and growing and overcoming. But anyways, I wanted to ask you that question about pain because, of course, the instinct is pain is not good. Stay away from pain. But literally, pain can be a biggest blessing. And it has been in my life. It has been in my life. So if you like the video, please thumbs up. Please, of course, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Ring-a-ding-a-ling that bell to get notifications when I upload. And, of course, always comment, ask questions. Feel free. I'd like to interact with people, because this has been a long journey and it's not easy. I know it's not easy. And God prepares us for things, to help each other. Not one of us is good. Just go to Him. But again, God does use us to help each other, and I really pray to be able to be used by God to help. That's that's basically it. So please share, comment, and like always, stay strong and God bless.